Hey, you guys, welcome to my show. It's been a while since I just came on YouTube and just talked about uh, just the personal journey as far as moving to the Dallas Fort Worth area. So I said I was going to start doing more videos like this. So please continue to be patient with me. I still have my writing business that I'm working on. So anytime I get a client, everything for, YouTube just pretty much stops because, I have deadlines and things I have to do with these clients. So, and it's still me managing both. So when I put out a video, I always want to make sure that I'm happy with the content that is researched. I took my time outside of the interviews that I do for the live broadcast, which is going to continue to come up, by the way. I'm doing more and more live broadcasts this year because I'm finding my rhythm with that. But I'm one of those type of people that I have to do one thing at a time. All right, sorry, hold on one second. Turn off that light. I like to do things one at a time. So it's very hard for me to do several things at once. So if I'm going to focus on a writing project, that is what I'm doing. If I'm going to focus on my social media, that hour or 2 hours, that is what I'm doing. So that's how I um, can get things completed, and that's what I do. So thank you guys so much for being patient with me, but I do have some great content coming for you guys. I've been writing things down and taking notes as far as how I'm going to do my journey as far as me living into DFW. And I'm trying to get it to the point where I'm doing it one after where it's in order based on, like, my last video was, tips on relocating. So this video is about you moved, so now what? So we're going to go through the steps as, you know, I've gone through the steps in front of as far as my transition. So hopefully I can stay on track with that. So I made a list here because, of course, I'm still new to YouTube. I'm still new to doing the commentary portion. So I made a list here, and I'm just going to go by my list. So it's not going to be too long of a video. However, if you like what you're hearing, you want to, learn more about my journey relocating to the DFW area, or you just want to see some of the cool interviews that I've been doing with local entrepreneurs here surrounding the DFW area, or people that can offer services in the DFW area, please make sure you like and subscribe, and feel free to comment and let me know if there's something you want to talk about. All right, so this video, again, the title of it is You Moved, So Now What? So the backstory, as you guys know, I moved to the Dallas-Fort Worth area at the very end of 2017. I am a mid-career professional, and a lot of the times it's very, challenging to transition like that. Your friends and, your family, even though I have a family member here, a couple family members here, it's still, you still have to find your own way. And because I was talking to people that, they were asking me questions. Well, how is it? Well, how do you like it? How are you meeting people? That's pretty much what prompted me to even do Hey DFW in the first place, because I was like, you know what, the people, you're introvert, which I'm not, but you still need to probably know how to navigate or just have some tips on it. So that's pretty much what this video is about. So I have, let's see, 7 steps here about things you need to do if you're moving, and we'll start with the first one. First of all, I even though I am on social media, I have things on social media, I am still somewhat private. There is, you need to continue to keep things for yourself. There's no need to tell everybody everything. Your accomplishments, yeah, after you accomplish them, and if you have something that you want to share that you think may be inspirational to someone, great. But for me, I did not announce that I was moving until I moved. Nothing wrong with it if you do, but you know, relocating, packing, finding movers, going all the way from Georgia to Dallas, that was stressful within itself. And if you see my video on you know, tips for relocating, it's stressful. So the last thing I wanted to do was like, hey y'all, guess what? I got a new job. I'm moving to the Dallas Fort Worth area, you know, and then you're gonna get the comments, you gotta respond to the comments, and then there's gonna be someone to say, hey, you know, such and such stay there, maybe you can hit them up too, you know. And it's gonna be all love, and it'll be all support, but at the end of the day, you still need to focus on what you're doing, and you don't need any distractions. So my thing is, first, you know, do not tell anybody until you get settled. Okay, don't tell anybody until you get settled, because you don't want all that stuff bombarding your inbox. And you know, I mean, I the people on my personal Facebook page, you know, it's pretty much all love and things of that sort. But I just knew I just needed to get settled. You know, I needed to get settled. So make sure you get settled first before you just tell everybody that. And also, you don't want anyone to sway your influence on where you're going to be. You know, you already should know where you're going to be living at this time, but what you're going to be doing. You know, you need to have that time to figure that out for yourself, because one thing about relocating and moving to a new city is you want to find out for yourself what you like. And a lot of times if someone says, hey, um my friend stays there, my friend I went to college with stays there, or my cousin stays there, you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna hit them up. You hit them up, then you guys immediately start going to places that this person knows, you're around this person friends, and there are people that are in their life, and you still haven't broken away from that dependency. So this is a chance for you to be, you know, independent and find your own way. And that's one of the things that I wanted to do here. Even though when I moved to my last place, I only knew one person. She went to college with me. She was only there like 9 months out of my time there. And I ended up staying there like 5 years later after she moved. So I had to find my own friends, my own places to go, my own things to do. So DFW was a second time around for me, but it's easier because I did it before when I was in Georgia. Because the first time in Georgia, it was actually pretty hard. It was pretty challenging because it was just like the stress of just, you know, going somewhere by myself, or not having someone to go with, or, you know, you met someone and you guys are not clicking, but this is the only person you're talking to at this time. So I'll ask them to go. That part is challenging. And one of the things that I changed when I moved here was, if I don't want to, you know, if I don't see myself with this person like that, or, you know, we're not equally yoked to be friends, or you know, or something along those lines, I don't force it. I'm cool. I'm cool. I like being with Aaron. And that's what you need to get to a point to when you move to a new city. So I don't want you guys to do it on the second time around like I did. I want you to do it on the first time around. So, you know, that's one of the things that goes back to not announcing it. Because if you announce it, you know, and people, they're trying to help, they just want you to have someone that's there. But you also want to find your own way. You want to be independent of people, as far as, you know, trying to maintain these relationships, trying to be likable, trying to make a good impression, so you will be able to talk to them. You want to come in with your own circle of friends and things of that sort. You can meet them later on, like in a month or 2 months or 6 months, but right now you need to find your own way. Step number two, once you have unpacked, you've unpacked. So, you know, I don't have a house or anything. I'm homeowner now, but when I got here, I lived in an apartment. And so it was just a 1 bedroom apartment. So it wasn't that much for me to unpack. It took me about a week. And of course, I told you guys I sold a lot of stuff. Like I do not believe in just taking everything. So once you unpack, you need to find your local, quote unquote, local. And your local is, this is my grocery store. This is where I go to get groceries. This is where I go to get my manicures and pedicures. This is where I go get my hair done. This is a great place for after work drinks after work. You need to find places that you like in your local area. So if you're staying in the city of McKinney, Texas, you know you need to find places that are around you within a 5 mile radius, because you don't want to be in traffic and driving and stuff like that, like 30 minutes to get home after you've considered a relaxing break, that you could just go and unwind, or these are your spots. And that takes time. I love Publix, y'all. I love Publix. They do not have a Publix here. I was like, oh gosh, what am I gonna do? They had a Kroger here, but Kroger, although it's a nice store, they're, depending on the neighborhood, depending on the area that the Kroger is in, is how they're not the same across the board. We'll say that. But Tom Thumb is, I like Tom Thumb. So Tom Thumb is my grocery store. I like going there. The customer service is always great. It's big. The food at the deli is fresh. I like it. So Tom Thumb is my store, and it kind of reminds me of Publix in a sense. Now I still do go to Kroger at times, but the Kroger near my full-time job is so much nicer than the Kroger in my area. So because of that, because it's not consistent in layout and things of that sort and design, I mean, maybe that's me being like petty and nitpicky. I don't do it. I like for the things to look the same everywhere I go, and the same layout, the same aesthetics and things of that sort. So that's just me, but find your local. Um, as far as getting your hair done, that's always like, you can do that as the first thing I would always start as a referral. So you can ask a coworker. Um, And even if you see a lady with her hair that's nice, like if I'm in the grocery store and I see someone their hair is nice, I'll say, "Oh my God, your hair is gorgeous," or "I like your braids. Where do you get them done?" They'll tell you. I tell people all the time. So and that's a great way as well. Style Seat, that's a website. Style Seat also. You can look to book people on there to get your hair done. They have pictures as well. And also Instagram and Facebook, and Googling too. And it's gonna be a couple of trial and errors. When I started getting my hair done, I always just start with a simple blowout. If you're gonna do a blowout and you can get my ends straight, I'm gonna hang out with you for a few months. And then after a while, walk in a little early, you guys. Walk in a little early to see whose hair, how they, if they're finishing up someone's hair earlier, before you. If you don't have any pictures or any references, uh, look at that. Look at that. Look and see how they do other people's hair, as well, and that could determine whether or not you book with them for a different type of hairstyle. But a simple blowout will get you through, if you have a natural like me, for the first couple of months. As far as mani and pedis, a lot of people just, I don't, I guess I'm not gonna, I don't get them all the time, but I do like a place. I do know what I look for in a place. So you might not care, but most women do care. But I don't like long wait times. I don't like, rude behavior. I like space between the chairs and things of that sort. So I always look for those things. So it usually takes me, maybe one or two places, at the max three, to find out the place that I'm going to go. But I always have backup just in case it's a busy weekend. Have a backup, and that's a backup for hairdressers and a backup for manis and pedis, just in case it's busy. I mean, even the grocery store, just know what's in your local area and where else you can go. Three, get an established routine. I mean, you just moved, you unpack. I was still getting lost going to the grocery store. Yes, you can have your GPS, but you need to be independent of that. And to be independent of that, you have to turn it off sometimes and learn your area. So, but I was still getting lost quite a bit. I still do get lost sometimes because Dallas is so big. But just make sure you get a routine. You have a new job. Assuming you have a new job, focus on getting to work on time. Focus on, like, to see, okay, I get off work at 5 o'clock. How long does it take me to get home? How is traffic in this area at 5 o'clock? Is it bad? Is it backed up? Because the good thing about living in an apartment, you could determine, you know what, the five, it is horrible over there at 5 o'clock. You can determine if this is somewhere you want to settle or want to stay. Or, they're always doing road construction over there. Absolutely not. Or, it's near the school. The school traffic is horrible over there. So sit back and pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to how you can navigate through the community and the mobility, and also how they keep up with the community. Again, this might be nitpicking, but if you notice, if you drive through certain areas in any city, if the medians are unkept and the roads are unkept, then they're probably not either allocating their tax dollars correctly, or they are is not a good area to do that. They don't take care of their residents, their schools and things of that sort, or it's not enough money in the area to take care of the area. So places that are upkept and where the medians and the roads are kept up, there are better areas at times, and they're utilizing their funds appropriately to take care of the areas and to take care of their residents. You don't want a place that has a ton of vegetation growing in the medians and grass patches everywhere and cans and stuff all on the yards and stuff like that. You want to stay somewhere that you're going to feel comfortable and that you're going to feel safe. So, I found my apartment on the internet, and I didn't see my apartment until I got here. So, and which I'm assuming that could be several people. So if you get there, that is you. Just know when that lease is up, you are OUT. Okay. But just pay attention to the upkeep of the area as well. And like I said, get your routine. You get your routine, you start knowing your places that you're going to go. You start to feel comfortable, and that's what brings the comfort. If don't have a set routine, or like, this is, I mean, when I get out of work, I just go straight home. I don't know what else to do. Yeah, that's fine for a month or so, but I'll go to a restaurant and get you something to drink. I used to love to go to, I think it's Saltgrass. Saltgrass has very good drinks after 5, and it wasn't that crowded. I would just go sit at the bar. It was like 5 minutes away from where I stayed, so I get 2 drinks and maybe an appetizer, and I'll go home. It was great. Also, find a good church. If you're religious and stuff like that. Well, this is just, again, this is my experience. So I wanted to find a good church. I Googled, of course, and you do have to, I'm gonna probably do a separate video about churches. You do, it is awkward and kind of overwhelming to go into church for the first time, because everybody is like really friendly and they're overly friendly. Sometimes like, hi, welcome, welcome. And I know it's their way of making you feel welcome, but it just makes me feel so awkward and like, I don't want to talk. I just want to come and see if I like it. I don't want to tell everybody where I'm from. But I know it's like, you just want to help and stuff like that, because when I meet people that are not from here or been here a year, I immediately want to, offer some help, So they don't mean anything by it, but because I'm already overwhelmed, it just makes me feel like, so try a few different churches that you can go to. Of course, you can, there are referrals. You can follow certain churches on social media. A lot of churches are streaming services online, so you can also watch their services online to get a good feel of the church as well. And you want to go somewhere that's, not too far from where you live, because you want to, this needs to be a part of your routine to go there on Sundays. And if you want to get involved, you don't want it to be too far of a commute for you. So find a really good church. And for me, what helps me know this is a church for me, I do pray about it. And I also feel a comfort in my spirit. I don't feel, when I go like a couple of times, because I'm gonna go a few times, I will feel comfortable. I feel settled. I feel it. So I go based on a feeling for that. I can't really advise on for other people, but I go where I feel comfortable. And even though, like, I might go, say for instance, I might go to the same church, like, we'll say 4 weeks in a month. I might go to the same church 3 times and then just go to a different church one time, just to see what else is out there. Say, oh yeah, I've been there a couple of times, because you want to know. You really want to know. So I would say, just, I hate to say church hopping, but I'm going to say church hop. Church hop until you find a good church home that you're comfortable, that you feel welcome, and that you know that you could serve and pray and rejoice with other people, with other like-minded people. Number 5, get a good workout routine, y'all. I have gained 30 pounds since I moved to Dallas, Fort Worth area. Okay, it's totally my fault, because I was busy. Hey DFW, and if you go to like my earlier Instagram posts, you're gonna see all this delicious, yummy food. And so I was having the yummy food, I was having a yummy drink, and I was going home, watching TV, and going to sleep, and getting right back up, going to work again, doing it all over again. Going, just socializing and networking and stuff like that. And I gained weight. The weight really actually came on like last year, but still, find your good workout routine and don't be like me. So one of the things I did when I first was here, and I was looking good, y'all, I had a gym membership. And of course, with the same thing with the gyms, go to find gyms in your local area and make sure that works for you. For me, because I'm not like a workoutaholic, or addicted to working out, I have to find somewhere that's either close to work or close to home, preferably close to work, so I can just go right after work. And I had to find that. I had to find that was going to be convenient for me. And I had to kind of see, well, what's going to make me successful? What's going to set me up for success? Going right after work sets me up for success. So that was one of the things I needed to have. I knew there was a certain price point I wanted to have. I knew I wanted it to be clean. I hate going to a gym and it smells musty and stinky. And I know you guys are like, Erin, that's gym. Yeah, but I don't like it. I don't like it. It's just, no. So I really think finding a gym that you're going to be comfortable in. Make a list of the top 5 things you want in a gym. My things are not too expensive, close to work or home, clean, and good customer service. When I was first here, I had a gym and it was okay. The cycling class was great, but I noticed, when people got off the workout machines, like the weights, they didn't wipe down, and you just see these sweat marks. And I told the manager, like, hey, and the thing was, how you get the little paper towels and you wipe it down. They would have the paper towel stations like all the way, like 10 machines apart. And when I used to work out at Planet Fitness in Georgia, it was like a sanitizing station pretty much within between like every 2 or 4 machines. So it was very convenient. It wasn't convenient. And I told the guy that, and they was like, oh, well, the front desk guy, they said, well, the owner's right back there. And I told him, he looked at like unfazed and unconcerned and like he didn't care. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I just let my little contract run out, and I didn't become a member there for a second time because you guys don't really practice good sanitation guidelines to me. I see a sweat indention on there, and granted, it's the person's responsibility to clean up the machines after themselves. But if a customer is telling you, hey, this is a problem, and you don't flinch, it's not a good thing. Just it's just not. So find you a gym that you like to go to that meets your criteria, and also a good walking route. I have a dog, so um, I like to find good walking routes. A good route to walk my dog is it gives me fresh air. Gives me good scenery, like a scenic view of the city. Again, you learn about mobility in the area, about the sidewalks in the area, and things of that sort. So find you a good walking route. If you have a pup, and if you have kids, find out where the local parks are and how they keep up the local parks and things of that sort. All right. 6. Let's see. Oh yeah, find a place to unwind. I already talked about this when I set up a great place to have after 5 drinks. But I love to go to the movies alone. People like, what? Yeah, I do. So I found a really cool movie theater, which, of course, with everything going on now, I haven't been in months. But where I would just go and see a movie by myself, and I would make a day of it, and I think you have to have a place just for yourself. You don't want to always have a place where you just share with other people, because if you leave those relationships don't work out, then where is your place of solitude? You know what I'm saying? So I started that in Georgia, and I think it's so good, and it's so good for the mental health. Like I can seek refuge in this place. Like if, say for instance, you're dating a guy and you guys always went to Olive Garden, we'll say Olive Garden, and you love the breadsticks. You went there on Fridays at 5:30, and you guys are not working out no more. You don't talk. Well, now you're going to associate Olive Garden and the good drinks and things of that sort with that, and you're not going to go. And then the next time you go back, you're going to like, well, I haven't been here since dot 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 dot, and it just takes that part away. So I have a restaurant and I have a movie theater that I go to by myself. I go, I relax, it's quiet, I sit in the corner, I request the corner, and it's my spot. And I do not share it with anybody because I don't want to. And it's my place of refuge where I can just go and I can get out the house, I can enjoy a good meal and a good drink, and it's just me. And I don't have to worry about having any type of attachments um, to that place. And the same thing with my movie theater. There are tons of movie theaters here, but there's one I just go to by myself. And that's it. I go and I get my drink, I get my popcorn, and I sit down by myself, recline back, and I watch a good movie. And it's great. It's like it's a day out for me, and it's just my time to myself. So I definitely think you should find somewhere that you can go by yourself with no attachments. Now, if a visitor come in from out of town, okay, cool, you can take them there because they don't live here. But I don't care how close you and your friends are. I don't care how close you and your partner are, your man, your woman, whatever. Have a couple of places that you go to by yourself. You'll thank me later. I might not be very good at articulating it, but you'll thank me later. All right. And lastly, number 7, because 7 is the number of completion. Uh, Follow the city that you are currently residing in on social media. You don't have to comment or anything like that. Just follow them on social media. See what they're doing and see what local events they have in the area. A lot of times on their pages, they announce new restaurant openings, things that are going on in the parks. Maybe a crime or something like that in the area. So you need to get familiar with the area and the type of area you're staying and the type of residents around, because those comments also let you know who your neighbors are without letting you know who your neighbors are. You get what I'm saying? They say something crazy like, oh, okay, I see what type of town this is. So it's a great way of monitoring and stuff like that. Like I follow cities on social media. I don't really say anything. I may like something every now and then because people are going to be people. Um, but it is good to see the type of comments and things of that sort that come out. But I do like to know when new businesses are opening. I do like to know when events and festivals are coming as well. So it's really good for that. So please make sure you do that and get familiar with your area. Well, that's it, you guys. Thank you guys again for being so patient with me. I know like I said, I haven't really been doing too much commentary, but I'm definitely going to try. And it's probably going to be more so like the voiceover. Like right now, my hair is just, it's crazy. It got wet last night, so it's kind of freezy. But I was like, you know what? Let me try this little voiceover thing. So that's what I'm doing. So, anywho's, you guys have a great and blessed day today. I think I'm going to post this video up shortly. And make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Have an awesome day.